What did Quick say? The sun is going down and now it's dark. Oh yeah, yeah. He said the sun is going down and now it's dark. My posse cold chilling and we feeling alright. Heard a lot of noise and it sounded like a rally. Booming sounds coming up from Sherm Alley. We all had to jump. The sun's going down and now it's night. Right now the sun is going down, but no, it's not. It's not yet night. It's beautiful. So I'm just chilling here. Um, I love the new Meteor Man T-shirt. I picked up at Black on the Block from Tight Attire, TYT period attire, spelled ATTYRE. Tight Attire. Thanks, Ty. Good design, nice shirt. Like seriously, like seriously, it's a good design, bro. Um, yeah, he made it and did it, put it together, bro. You know. Shout out to Robert Townsend. You know. I saw Robert Townsend on June 7th. June 7th, he was speaking at Vidiot's over in Eagle Rock. It's kind of pretty far away from here, and I hadn't been to Eagle Rock to hang out, before, but I went there for that event, and I had a great time, and I saw Robert Townsend. Of course, he didn't remember me because the last time he saw me, when I was in the movie, I was 12 years old, but I was like, after he spoke, people from the audience. We were inside of a theater, and after he spoke, then everyone was able to come on over and talk to him. So I approached him and I said, "Hey, Robert, it's been years, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for hiring me at 12 years old to be in your movie. I was Kung Fu Master Larry." And he said, "Come on, man, give me a hug." He didn't say that, but he said, "Hey, man." Gave me a hug. I said, "Thank you, man. Thank you for hiring me." He was like, "Hey, man, good to see you. Good to see you." That's it. So that was pretty cool. That was extremely cool. So when I told my dad. I mean, I was recounting what happened on Meteor Man. To my knowledge, how I got the role is my dad was working with Robert Townsend, and then um, I guess while they were working together, Robert Townsend said, "Hey, I'm looking for a young, kid, black kid who knows martial arts." And my dad said, "Well, my son knows martial arts. You know, you might be able to, use him in the movie." So what I thought happened is after a conversation like that between Robert Townsend and my dad, I thought um, that Robert said, "Bring your son to my studio for an audition, a one-on-one audition." This wasn't, I didn't have to audition with hundreds of people or whatever because of the relationship my dad and Robert Townsend had. He was just like, "All right, I trust what you say. If your son's good, bring him to my studio. I'll talk with him, interview him, see if he can do the things that I need him to do for the movie, and then I'll make a decision on the spot." That's what I thought happened. But when I talked with my dad, he said that Robert Townsend had stopped at our martial arts school. My dad said that he stopped at the martial arts school incognito or incognito, and he didn't. I didn't know that he was there. But my dad told him. My dad said, "Look, my son goes to this martial arts school. If you want to stop in and watch him train or whatever, then come by, see him in action. Of course, it will be, a clandestine operation, private, secret, whatever." So that's what happened. I didn't know. Of course, how would I have known? It was a secret. They were like, "Yo." So apparently, Robert Townsend stopped at the school when I was training, watched me, observed me, made his decision, and then one day, my dad said, "Son, I'm taking you to meet Robert Townsend." So I'm wondering, like, did I even, okay, the day that I went to meet Robert Townsend, did I even know? Did I know beforehand that I was going to meet him? Did dad tell me, like, on a Monday and then by Friday I was going to meet him? Or was it like the same day? Was it like, "Hey, son, grab your uniform. I'm gonna take you somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Jeez. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask my dad about that because I thought they had a conversation. Dad relayed the message to me, and then we went. But apparently they worked it out. My dad and Robert Townsend were the ones who came up with the plan, the ideals, and Robert spent his time, observing me, and then had already made a decision. So the day that I met him, it was a matter of, hey, can you do the things that I need you to do? As long as you do what I need you to do, as long as you can take direction, which is really big and important in Hollywood. They say if you can take direction, then you know you're easy to work with, basically, you know, and they'll hire you. Losing the sun hasn't gone down. It's not night yet. We just lost the sun though. Excuse me. But yeah, so they did all of that behind my back, basically. Oh, speaking of behind my back, I've got my kayak. My kayak is over here just chilling. So today I went out to the beach and I did not bring the kayak because, yeah, I don't feel comfortable taking the kayak around. I don't want to look foolish carrying a kayak when I don't know how to use it. But I was at the beach and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to, I'm going to try to figure this out. And so I asked the lifeguard, excuse me, I asked the lifeguard if I could bring my kayak out there, and he was like, "Yeah, of course." So tonight, or rather this afternoon, I went online and I started looking at YouTube videos about kayaking, about how to launch your kayak from from the shore. When the waves are rolling in, you have to time it right, and then you've got to get out there, and so I think that's what I need to do. I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So, as you can see, I've got the kayak. It's pretty much ready to go. I have it on its wheels, the little trolley, dolly, trailer, hitch. I don't know. It's been outdoors. It's been outside. I've left it outside for quite some time, about a week or more, and it's gotten dirty. I've been I've been keeping it indoors, you know, for many months, but now that it's outdoors, it's getting dirty, and I'll have to get a water hose and water it down before I get out on the water, or not. Either way, you've got to take care of your things and keep them as clean as possible. Yep. So what else? What else is new? I watched that video of Dr. Umar in the airport. Dr. Umar was making a video, and then someone called the police on him and said, "There's a black man," and he was okay. Dr. Umar was wearing a plaid shirt. So someone called the police on Dr. Umar and said, "There's a black man wearing a plaid shirt talking to himself." I think it was in Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, he was in Detroit, and that happened, and then the police approached him, like two officers approached him and accosted him. "Sir, what are you doing? Are you okay?" And Dr. Umar was like, "Excuse me? I'm fine." "Are you okay? Someone called the police on me, really?" And after they checked on him, then they left. But it was like, what? So people are calling the police on people who appear to be talking to themselves. In my case, I have my camera set up. I have a microphone. I've set the scene. So if anyone sees me over here talking to myself, I would hope that they would be more aware of what I'm doing. Like literally, I have a camera set up. I have a microphone. I'm talking. I'm filming myself, really. You know, why am I filming myself? Man, because of my story. My story is 10-9. I want the public, I want you watching this to learn about my story. And I have a vision for the story, right? And the story is supposed to be, the best way to tell the story is for it to be, presented visually. It's got to be a movie, right? So that's why, you know. Um, it's an important story for the kids. That's what it is. Just as Meteor Man was a very impactful, influential, and inspiring tale. The story of 10-9, when told correctly, when told properly, when shown properly, man, it can be a very impactful story. And I think it's a story that is in the same vein as The Alchemist by Paolo Coelho. That story that has had influence and impact the world over. I think that's where 10-9 is. It's that caliber of story. Um, you know, but I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not a director. I'm not classically trained in filmmaking. So what I'm doing is I'm practicing right now. I'm training. I'm using what I have to exercise. These are push-ups right here. That's what this is. You know. Um, yeah, story of 10-9. That's what it is. That's what it is. How can I explain it? Well, for me, it's 10-9. For my cousin, it's 8:15. For other people, there are other numbers, but it's that relationship that we have to those numbers. It's the moment that we see our numbers, it gives us a little jolt. It lets us know, hey, you see that? It's a call to attention. It's like, yo, pay attention. Did you see that? Because it's one of those moments where it's like, it's a synchronous moment. Synchronicity. Carl Jung. Jung. It's fascinating. Carl Jung said, he was asked, do you believe in God? He said, I do not believe. I know God exists. Carl Jung, that's what he said. Interesting fellow. What is it? Psychiatrist, German, I think. I think that's fascinating. And then Albert Einstein said, in life, I don't know, he said something, the greatest experience we can have is an experience with the mysterious. Like, not everything, we're not going to learn, we're not going to know everything in life. We're not going to you know, everything. We're not going to know everything. And the thing about it is, there are going to be these mysteries, like, how did this happen? Why did this happen? What happened there? What caused this and what caused that? We don't know. We don't know these things. Mysteries. But I'll tell you, some things are not mysteries. Some things are not mysteries. Like, okay, I'm of the belief that we all come from Africa, period. Because the scientists say that every human being on the planet is one species, an African. And Africa is such a huge continent. At one time, all of the continents were close together, and then they spread apart. First it was Pangea, and then they all spread apart, and we've got the different continents. But Africa is where the first humans were, in the Fertile Crest, the Nile Valley civilization, and then they dispersed. But enough about my beliefs and my ideals. However, those are the ideals that at the core of 10-9. It's like when you learn some things, then you do form an ideology. You have a way of seeing things and understanding things. But that's not to you. That shouldn't be used against you. That shouldn't be to your detriment. Those things that you experience, or rather, what those things that you believe, yeah, you should try to disprove them. What you believe, you should try to disprove them. Don't just, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's where I need to focus. Try to disprove it. Try to disprove it. Don't just don't just be on the 10-9 team. 10-9 rah rah 10-9 10-9 10-9. No, 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 no. Figure out, what is he talking about with this 10-9? Why does he keep talking about it, and and does it make any sense, and um does it stand on a firm foundation, or is the foundation weak? Like, what is this? What is this really? Sun's going down, and now it's dark, and now it's night. It's not quite night. It's not quite night. It's a beautiful day. That's why I'm sitting out here enjoying the enjoying what sunlight we have left. I was at the beach earlier enjoying myself. I got a little busy. I was sitting behind the computer, and then I thought of Kendrick Lamar's lyrics. Something about, don't live your life behind a computer. Yeah, for anybody watching this video, thank you for watching. But just like Kendrick Lamar said, don't live your life behind a computer. What I'm doing now, I might be recording myself. You might be able to see me in the future from a computer screen. But the message here is, get outside. They say we outside, you know. I'm enjoying the view of the clouds and the sky. That's what I used to do when I was in Oman. I would do just this, but I would sit outside, and I had roof access, you know, at my home. I had access to the roof, so I would climb up. Well, I would walk up the stairs and then open the door, and I'd stand out on the roof. And then I would just peer, just look up into the sky. I would do that oftentimes at night, and the moon would be up there, and I would see the moon, the stars, of course. Even if it was during the day, I had to protect myself from the sun. It was so hot. But I would do that. I would just sit out there under the sun and open a book. That's part of my 10-9 story. I was sitting there reading about Jamal Joseph. I was reading Panther Baby, the book entitled Panther Baby by Jamal Joseph, a former Black Panther Party member. Or maybe he still is a Black Panther Party member, even though the Black Panther Party is now disbanded. But he was once a member, and probably a member always in his heart. Anyhow, I was reading Panther Baby. I was listening to Miles Davis's music. I was sitting in a tent. I was sitting on an air mattress inside of a tent, playing Miles Davis, reading Jamal Joseph's book, eating Oreo cookies. I have a sweet tooth, I guess, and then I was also, I was wearing one sock on my right foot. That's part of the 10-9 story. Yep, I did all that. Peace and blessings from 10-9. Enjoy the day.